Hey everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play of Pokemon Blue. I am Drak.
And I'm Pokemon Trainer Alex.
Are we trying to go for a National Dex thing? Should I have been like Medium Adam or something like that?
I say we should start doing what the Dex does.
I don't know if I want to get an angry email from Alex Fossiani, I'm just saying. I like the guy, I think he's a nice guy.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. If they got a problem with this, take it up with our non-existent attorneys.
Our non-existent attorneys?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize there were such things as non-existent attorneys. Anyway, before I go further into tying my brain in knots, welcome back to this Let's Play of Pokemon Blue. Last time, we were just barely getting to Cerulean City. We took care of Bill, and now I'm getting some extra Pokemon from the area before I take on Misty.
Can I catch a Meow?
We are going to try.
Oh, nice. Is it going to be part of your team, or are you just catching it to boost your Pokedex?
Not really either. I really only catch a Meowth in these games for one reason.
Payday.
Yeah. Because you can never... I've learned in my time of playing RPGs, you can never have enough money.
Definitely. And Pokemon's no exception. They make it easier in some later generations, but then they make it hard again. Like the display Fire Red, Leaf Green, Sparkle, Soul Silver, they have the Burst Seeker, and Diamond and Pearl too.
Well, and to my knowledge, they've never ever come up with the Pokemon that can learn Payday aside from Meowth and Persian.
Right.
So that's kind of weird. I mean, we're coming up in the high numbers here. You'd think at least one other evolution could learn Payday, or there'd be a TM, and I don't think there is.
Not to my knowledge.
It's just that rare of an ability. I also know that's the case with Ditto and Transform. Mm-hmm. I think there's not a TM for that, and only Dittos know it.
Mew knows it too.
Oh, Mew does? Okay.
Yeah, but it's very glitchy, at least in Gen 1.
Ah, I gotcha.
I mean, it's probably more patched in later generations, but I don't know, because you can't get Mew in later generations without going to Nintendo events. And, well, good luck if you live unless you live near one. Screw you, pretty much.
Well, who knows? You know, we just barely had Salt Lake Comic-Con happen here, so if Comic-Con gets recognized, maybe we'll start seeing some more bigger functions here, because this is a really good gaming capital, so to speak. It's where a lot of gaming companies now are launching offices.
Yeah.
So, who knows? It might happen later.
Let's hope so.
And right now I'm making up for the fact that I had to use a lot of Pokeballs because I can't hit these things to make them weaker. And I don't have sleep powder. So that makes things all the harder. And I'm actually going to go and catch one more. I'm going to make one more attempt at Abra. I want an Abra because I want to see if we can, with the emulator, trade him and make him into an Alakazam. I do not know if we can do that yet. If people want to comment on that, I would love to hear it, because...
I told you gotta use the TCGB Dual emulator.
Okay.
I just don't know how it works. I'll have to look up tutorials.
Okay, yeah, I can look it up. But here is the Abra. I'm not going to put you all through the amazing pain that I had to go through to get an Abra, because it really is a shot in the dark.
Awesome.
This is the unluckiest Abra ever, but in my later Let's Plays, he will become luckier because he will actually have stuff to hit people with.
That's pretty cool.
But most of the time, it's just a shot in the dark.
Well, usually I just chuck the ball anyway.
I did the stun just because there was a possibility I might get a free chance out of it. But in the meantime, we've got the Abra, and at this point, you're going to kind of see a phase out because I did a bunch of grinding. I'm an OCD person that way. I want to make sure that every Pokemon is up to speed and has the abilities that they can, because who knows? They might be able to offer some type coverage I didn't think they could. So we're juicing up right now in the juicing up in the Pokemon Center. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. It's been a long day. Can you tell?
We're juicing up, man. We're on steroids. The Pokemon League's gonna have to investigate.
You gotta stop this right now, otherwise I have to start referring to Linkara and Spoonie, the Ultimate Warrior. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to start talking about Jack and Trax and getting folked, and we don't want to go there. And Alex has no idea what I'm talking about, which is actually very strange, considering he's a Linkara fan. And that's like one of the best crossovers he's ever done.
You know, you could have just taken... I don't know, maybe Cannon Blue, but I thought you could, like, take just take the Pokemon and move it down to the last slot in there, rather than having to do it one by one with the Switch.
This is more of a forced habit that has come from RPGs. I just let things stay in their spot. It's because one of the things I hate doing in RPGs is organizing inventory, especially in games where they have limited inventory. And this game is notorious for limited inventory. I think they fixed it later, but at least made it a bigger inventory. But I leave the inventory as it is, and then if I need to go organize it, then that's when I go and access the PC. Now, we are in the Cerulean Gym. We are dealing with people in Speedos, and I'm not really going to say much more than that because I just said people in Speedos. Kind of like the Spider-Man. Spider-Man. And I, of course, like this other one, the trainer right before, and she blocks off Misty. I'm more than good enough for you. Misty can wait. I'm like right here. And of course, it's a female trainer, so she's like the most clothed in the entire place.
She's a junior trainer.
I mean,
a junior trainer doing it at water gym. It should be another spot.
I mean, she's got a Goldeen, so I'll give her that.
Yes.
She's at least got water Pokemon, man. She could have had like a Jigglypuff or something, and that wouldn't have made sense at all. But at the same time, you just go, dude, you're a little overclothed for this area.
Really?
Just because. We just got done with the dude in the Speedo, and we're going to see the Misty sprite, which I've never seen to this day.
You've never seen this?
I had never seen the blue sprite. I'd actually been told what the blue sprite looks like. I guess it was similar to what the red sprite is.
Well, of course it is, because red and blue are the same.
But, well, then at that point, I have no idea what's going on here, because what I had been told about and we're not even mentioning Misty's stuff, she's a water-type gym leader. If you guys don't know this already, then where have you been for like the last 10 years?
Yeah.
This is the part that I was interested in because a lot of people had told me it was like a very decorative one-piece swimsuit kind of thing. She looked like a ballerina in a way. And I'm just like, wait, what? They actually had a different outfit. It actually looked more like I don't know what to call it. Maybe like a sporty bikini or something like that.
Yeah, maybe a sport.
It's actually more fitting of how she looks in the series, even though it's not necessarily a swimsuit she's wearing the entire time. It's just camping clothes,
right?
But yes, we're discussing Misty attire again. I don't know why.
Because you're the Misty fanboy.
Of course, I'm going to be labeled that for forever.
I'm
the guy who watches all of the Misty fan fiction and all. No, I'm not.
You watch Misty fan?
No, I do not. I don't watch any kind of fan fiction at all. And here's the dreaded Starmie. I remember having problems running through this the first time because of the recover.
Oh yeah, Starmie is a pain in the ass.
And I actually didn't think Weepinbell was going to be able to do the job here. I really thought my Weepinbell was going to get killed, but I didn't want to bring out Pikachu just yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Starmie knows confusion.
And I don't know if it's because he doesn't have the ability in blue, but I never got a recover. But I remember in yellow, one hit, recover, one hit, recover, one hit, recover. I had to wait until the thing ran out of PP of recover before I could kill it.
That's random, so I'm pretty sure it has it in blue too, but it just chose not to use it this time.
Probably. But yes, now I have the Cascade badge, which makes all Pokemon level 30 and up to level 30 obey, including trades.
Yes.
And I don't really think that has ever come into play except with traded Pokemon, because obviously they're not yours, so they're not going to have good behavior towards you unless they're really low level.
But I swear I once had a Charmander start disobeying me because way back then when I didn't have the right gym badge. But then again, it could have been traded. I don't really remember.
I remember playing Yellow. There was one of the traded Pokemon that you can get out in the world that I got because I'd had like really poor luck trying to get a male Nidoran. I got one, and it had attitude like every level. I never understood why, and it was pretty low when I got it. But even as Nidoking, I would occasionally get it's lazing around.
Right.
Excuse me, guys. You're occasionally going to hear coughing from me. I will take it out, but I came back from... We just barely came back from a family vacation in Moab, and I don't know why, but for some reason I've got some kind of allergic cough or something. But we're not talking about Pokemon. like, we're supposed to be. So now that we've taken care of Misty, we are on our way to Vermillion City.
Vermillion City.
We're on the road to Vermillion City. It's one of the few cities you can actually make that joke.
Yeah.
Because it actually sounds like it. Mm-hmm. But because... Well, I'm going to show you guys, because Alex didn't. Because the dude is a complete dork, we can't actually go this way. So, I'm on guard duty. Gee, I'm thirsty. No. Oh, wait there. The road's closed. Why?
Because he's thirsty, that's why.
Because he's thirsty, exactly. So, and I don't even think we ever solved the thirsty problem, do we?
Yeah, we do. You have to get a soda or any other beverage in Cerulean City and give it to one of the guards, and the guards will share it. That's actually different in Fire Red Leaf Green, where you actually have to find a specific item to give to the guard.
To each guard?
No, just to one guard. Then it will just blanket affect it.
Well, this isn't going to affect us much because there's actually an underground path. So apparently he's been thirsty a really long time for somebody to, dig out a whole path. But we just used it from Cerulean City, and now we can make our way to Vermillion City. But in the meantime, we're going to have epic grinding!
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Yet another square hit. We have Chrono Trigger. Speaking of, in our last part, we actually Alex never figured out who did the music that I put in there. You're listening to the same composer, believe it or not.
Yeah, alright then. So it's Mitsuda.
Actually, no. Dang it, now his name escapes me.
It's not Uematsu, is it?
Uematsu actually was in development of Chrono Trigger.
I know he was.
He wasn't the actual composer of it, but he helped design some of the songs. Yeah. So specifically, he will get credited for things like Frog's theme, Magus' theme, I think, is his.
No, Magus' theme is Mitsuda's.
Is Mitsuda's? I do know that there's at least 2 character themes that are his, that he helped with the development of it.
Pretty much all the character themes are Mitsuda's. I know there's oh god. I've been looking these up again lately, nostalgia's sake, but, I know, the prehistoric dance theme, that's Uematsu's.
Yep, and I do know Mitsuda worked under Uematsu for a while there. He got to work on some of the Final Fantasy scores, and I think Chrono Trigger was kind of his breakout.
Yes, Chrono Trigger was...
He was given an opportunity to prove himself.
Yeah, that was his breakthrough.
And, you know what? He did it. I haven't heard of a single thing that Mitsuda has done with Square since then. I don't know if he left the company or not, but...
He might have, I think.
Because I don't think Mitsuda did Chrono Cross.
No, he did.
Oh, he did?
It was solely Mitsuda. Uematsu didn't join on Cross, though.
Yeah, he didn't care. Unfortunately, Uematsu had the sense that nobody else at Square Enix at that time had and didn't want to do Chrono Cross. But that was because he was overflowed with all the other projects. Yeah. I mean, he was really the go-to guy for every project Square Enix ever did. Mm-hmm. And
then Mitsuda proved himself, and then he became a pretty good go-to guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he did...
I mean, even as a private contractor, Uematsu gets a lot of work.
Right.
I can't honestly picture a world where this guy is not working his butt off in music, and especially video game music. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's sitting at 50 scores now? Probably more than that.
He's pretty much the video game equivalent to John Williams.
Pretty much. He's the guy that they go to if you're in Japanese games, especially if you're with Square Enix. I do know that he's had a couple of crossover efforts with other properties, but most of the time he's worked with Sakaguchi and Square Enix. Mm-hmm. Or Square. But in the meantime, we're going actually to another Uematsu piece from Final Fantasy VII while we grind out the SSN.
Alright.
Because it's a long process.
Yes, it is. It's good to speak out.
And since it was such an undertaking, I decided to take some boss music. And now we're just, fighting the boss. And if you guys can see in my lineup, I have a little bit more type coverage, but I'm missing a type, and frankly, I don't think I'm going to get it until 7th batch, and that is fire types. I have none. I actually am kind of considering whether or not in Celadon to take my Eevee and make it a Flareon just for the type coverage, but Flareon doesn't really get a whole lot of fire abilities.
It's really not a good Pokemon. There's better ones.
Yeah, but at that point, I mean, I really should have just picked like Charmander, because at least I would have had a water Pokemon by now.
You really...
But
I mean, if you've got a good Psychic or a good Flying type, you're not going to have anything to worry about against Erica. You're not.
No.
There's not much need for a Fire type so late in the game.
no, I was kind of hoping to have a Fire type for Erica. That'd be great for Soul Badge. That'd be awesome for Koga. But no.
Fire's not good against. Fire's not super effective against Poison.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay.
Psychic is. You're going to want a Psychic for Koga.
Well, then in that case, I guess I'm going to be good, because the next gym leader that I'm going to have to worry about with Fire would probably be Elite 4 with the Ice type leader.
Yeah, but a lot of Lorelai's Pokemon are part water, so you're better off with Pikachu.
Nah, at least I'd have the lineup. But that's one of those things where I hate having that gap in your type coverage, in the fact that I could have a Fire, but I also could have a Fighting by now, and I don't. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with at the moment. And I just love this concept that, you know, we're coming across multiple fights in one room over maybe one Pokeball that I'm never going to use the TM that's inside of it. And this is like the first time we've seen a Staryu outside of Misty, and I don't think we see many. Staryu's one of those really rare ones. Even in the series, you don't see many Staryu, Starmie.
Not really, it seems like.
And somebody was actually telling me either X and Y or Black and White Generation is going to have an evolution for Starmie, but I have not heard since.
Well, this is the racing thing.
This is the racing theme for Chrono Trigger?
This one, I believe, is Zumatsu.
Yes, it is. I know that for fact, because a lot of the future stuff is with him. This is like the bleakest that he's ever gotten on music, at least to my knowledge.
Bleak future, so...
Not the racing theme, but like the overall theme of the future in Chrono Trigger.
Well, the future theme's by Mitsuda again.
Yeah. But, I mean, it fits the era, because, you know, in all honesty, that is a bleak future right there. I mean, you get there and you're like, we have no hope of averting this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, at some point, Alex, somebody's going to ask us, you guys talk a lot about Chrono Trigger, maybe you should just do it.
Of course we're going to do it.
Of course we're going to do it. We just got to figure out, okay, what ending do we want? What do we want to do?
Well, I think we got to go for, like, I think it's called the Beyond Time ending. But unless that's the bittersweet ending. I'm just saying we got to go for the good ending, the first one.
Gotcha. And we're running back into Gary/Red. He's wondering whether or not we were invited, and we don't care.
/blue.
This is actually an interesting concept, because this is the first time in the games that the Gary sprite changes. And I think it changes one more time at the end, but this is what we deal with for most of the game, is this version. And I like it. I actually like it better than the arrogant, salute, the anime salute to you. But we're going to have another clash with his Pokemon, and I have more type coverage, and ergo, he's going to die quicker.
So you're not like me who plays it extra safe and goes back and heals.
Not really. I'd actually had enough luck with the other SSN, and actually one of the things you don't know is that I actually did go back.
Okay.
Because some of the basement ones ripped me a new one.
Yeah,
that's why I transitioned from the racing theme to the boss theme to the racing theme.
I kind of wondered if you'd... I mean, obviously you're going to cut that out, but I just kind of wondered if you had got any. Because we're post-commentating, people.
If you guys didn't know that by now, yes, we're post-commentating.
We're Raticate. Let's kill it.
Raticate!
Says every internet theorist era that we kill the Raticate, and that's why we'll see him again in Pokemon Tower. Or, it could just be in the box.
What can I say? I confused it to death. And I have no problem with this. Boys and girls, I have no problem with being the guy that killed the Raticate. Just saying. It wasn't me that chose to do the Nuzlocke challenge, it was Gary. I have no problem bringing that up again and again and again. And by the way, that Nuzlocke challenge, he's at the Elite Four now. I have not watched in a while, but I need to see if some of my favorites actually survived. Because I love his little oddish. Because that thing is just that thing might as well be Cthulhu, right, as far as we're concerned now, because it's lasted as long as it has, and it's just been because it just sits there and absorbs all your crap. I can't remember if it has Giga Drain or Mega Drain or something like that now, but It was nuts. It was nuts. Like, he beat Misty with that thing.
Nice.
So... And this one, I actually took a little bit of damage from Weepin' Bell, or on Weepin' Bell, just because I was trying to bug the game out and use Wrap.
Yes.
And I get a... Whirlwind.
But you don't go for it, I imagine.
No, I don't think so on this character. Or, actually, no, it's Butterfree learning it, but...
Got rid of Tackle.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not like Tackle.
Well, that was because I was trying to remember what Whirlwind was, and I guess later it becomes an Empowered Gust, and that's what I thought it was. Mm-hmm. Then I had to go look it up and go, oh no, it's like Roar, where they try and get you out. And I'm like, oh crap, because I put it on Pidgeotto and I put it on Butterfree. So, obviously I'll need to go and get Gust for Butterfree and probably Wing Attack for Pidgeotto. I also thought Gust was a flying attack, and no, in the original Gen 1, it's a normal. Which makes no sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
The only time it got classified as a flying attack, according to some of the places I've read, was Pokemon Stadium.
That's interesting.
And that was because it made sense, I guess. You know, the anime had already done it a couple of times as being a flying attack. Is that the reason that it's a flying attack in later games? I have no idea. Probably, because Game Freak realized, yeah, it's air, so it might as well be. At least you're raising your Pokemon! Yeah, nice comeback, Gary. Seriously, I'm your bad guy. You're the underdog in these fights. Now. That's how sad it is.
Because we rock.
I've made Gary the good guy.
That's for sure.
What does that make me?
The bad guy?
I'm the bad guy. And this is like the most awkward moment of the SSN. Because this guy's like, whoa, it's okay. I'm gonna rub your back. It's not gonna be a problem at all. It's not gonna be awkward at all. Oh, but thank you. I feel much better. You want to see my cut technique? I could show you if I wasn't ill. By the way, speaking of which, that must be a beard because that does not look like a head.
Yeah, I imagine it's a beard. Or a really long chin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he must be an alien in this game. But unfortunately, this is the first time I actually ran into inventory problems.
Just like me.
So I decided to use my hit points up on Wartortle, because he gets all the special treatment. And then I have to go through this whole awkward process again.
Tell me about it.
And I feel horribly wrong and dirty.
Inventory caps!
Exactly. Well, I have no problem if you have an inventory cap. Just set it at enormous levels. So, Ultimate Games did it fairly well early on, and then they chose to do backpacks. Final Fantasy games actually had like a 400 or 500 item limit in some games. That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. A little high, but still, I would just...
It's a little high, but that at least...
I'd rather do without it instead of just making a really ridiculously high arbitrary number.
Exactly, and if you got like rare items, you may want to keep them, because you never know if they're going to be useful or not. Now, I actually did forget to do the basement really quick. I did a lower level, but I forgot to do the nose of the ship. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go do that really quick, but without music, because there's really only 2 fights.
Acha. Wartortle.
Wartortle.
Wartortle has a New York accent.
In the early stuff he did, and I don't care what anybody says, Wartortle was from Brooklyn. Wartortle.
Got that Brooklyn rage.
He's got that Brooklyn rage! Are we ever going to get tired of using Little Karibo?
No. Nobody's tired of Little Karibo.
No, not at all. And it's not going to change anytime soon. In fact, he keeps on hinting that he's going to go back to the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Offshoots, and I'm like, no. Because I just don't have that much of an attachment for them as I did the original series, and that's why that was funny. Let me draw this card, but before I draw this card, I'm going to tell you my entire life story, and then I will draw the card. And before the viewers can know what exactly the card is, we're gonna go do it to be continued. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Guy, and to people who want to make the claim, oh, I never had to deal with that in Dragon Ball Z. Yes, you did. Liar.
Of course.
Yes, you did. How many episodes did it take for Goku to hit Super Saiyan 3? Because last time I checked, it took at least 3 episodes. Because we kept cutting back and forth. I finally got so sick and tired of the thing, I went and looked up the whole process on YouTube. And actually found out that you could get a sum-up story of the Dragon Ball Z arcs.
Nice.
They took all the crap out of it. Maybe some of the more funnier stuff they left in. I don't know why it's not there anymore, but I was looking it up on Google, and somebody said that they'd been thrown off because of cutting off too much stuff.
I don't think that'd be it. I'm pretty sure it's a copyright.
Yeah, probably. That's what I'm thinking. It's copyright. Probably when Funimation acquired it, and they were doing all the Blu-ray releases. And the party's over, and we're gonna have to get off the ship. And one other I'm not rubbing your back, dude. I'm just saying. You aren't gonna give me an HM, I'm not gonna rub your back. I even feel wrong for rubbing the captain's back for cut. But we are done with the SSN, so we are going to go ahead and leave it happily.
Yeah.
Happily, because we walked away with a bunch of levels for Pokemon, and on top of that, we got the 1 HM we needed in order to access Lieutenant Surge. Oh, and there goes the SSN. Bye-bye, SSN. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Never heard from again.
And I love the programming because it's all programmed as one track. So it makes it look like the water's moving, but it's really just the boat's being recycled for water. But that's just me. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Next time, we will take on Lieutenant Surge for the Thunder Badge. But you'll have to wait until then. Once again, I'm Drak.
And I'm Pokemon Master Shadow.
And we'll see you next time.